And welcome back. We're on day 4. Can you believe it? Your last day tomorrow. Well done on making it this far, and I hope you enjoyed yesterday's workout. Are you feeling a bit today? Upper body, shoulders, back. That's what it's all about, ladies, so well done. So I promised you yesterday that I'm going to give you a strategy to eliminate those poor self-sabotaging habits. And as I mentioned yesterday, we all have them. We all have those little patterns that we follow, sometimes subconsciously, without even knowing we're making these mistakes. We're doing it day by day, and unfortunately, it's expanding our waistline. It's not getting us any closer to that person we're trying to become. So although in our full program, we give each of our clients a very specific method to create different triggers within their system and stop those patterns from destroying them, I'm going to give you one of our strategies today that has really been effective across our program. So without further ado, guys, I'm going to tear in and get this thing done. And what I want you to consider is one of the main reasons people fail in the transformation journey is because their habits never get addressed. They don't understand the process of habits. So I'm going to explain that right now on my board, right? So let's look at a habit in a circular pattern. And on that pattern, you've got 4 different areas. Hope you can see that circle. On the top of the circle, let's think of it like a clock. You've got the word Q. And that is when the little demon in your head goes off and you know you need to eat. So the Q is, I'm fucking hungry, I need to eat something. Moving down the next stage of the clock, there's probably the main point. It's action. So you will take some form of action to alleviate what you need to do, subdue. So hunger at the moment needs to be subdued, it needs to be suppressed, so we take an action. And let's assume for the moment that that action for you is, I'm hungry, action, jump up, get off the chair, go to the press, go to the fridge, reach in and grab something. Now while you're in that state of hunger, you're not going to likely go for the healthiest option, because basically you want a quick something. You don't want to have to go cooking, you don't want to have to go preparing something that's going to take an hour. You want something quick and easy, and that's normally where the trouble starts, alright? So that action, of course, will have a result. Now, short term, that result is really positive. So if you reached in, you grabbed a granola bar, Mars bar, fizzy drink, that result is high, elation. It's kind of, I feel good, I feel full, I feel energetic, I feel a bounce. And as we know, sooner or later, that's going to result in a bit of a crash. If you do that long term, if you do that week after week, month after month, year after year, your waistline is just going to continue to grow and expand. So the long-term result is very negative. Short-term good, long-term negative. Moving up the line then, we've got the feelings associated with that result. So as I mentioned, the short-term feeling is good, energetic. The more or less short-term result, a half an hour later, that sugar dump or that sugar crash, that leaves you feeling quite depressed, anxious. Blood sugar is being thrown up and down all the time, so your mood is swinging all over the place. The long-term result of this process, the long-term feeling is, I have no confidence, I have no energy, I feel fat, I feel shit, I'm more tired than ever, I'm getting older. You associate the short-term and the long-term, and you really see the negative impact it's having. So let's go back for a moment and we consider the main part that we need to change is, of course, the action. So let's go back to the Q and we get that bang in our head, I'm fucking hungry, I need to eat something. Instead of you going directly to the press in the fridge, the trigger that I want you to build in the back of your head is that of a glass of water. So the minute you get that Q, bang, I'm hungry, your first instinct, your first go-to is glass water. Press, glass, water. And then what we do is we start to build really positive attributes into that glass of water. So you fill the water and you know that this water is going to hydrate you, it's going to leave you feeling good, it's going to make you feel above average, make you feel that you're making such a good effort towards your body and your goal and your dreams that there's a feeling of goodness inside it, okay? But I also want you to start putting a trigger in there of confidence, energy, slim. You know, someone who's, that person that you're trying to become, that person exists in that water. And then from there you start drinking it down. So now we're also starting to feel the benefit and feel all those feelings literally getting absorbed by our body. And according as you do that, of course, because you've gone for water now, you're less likely to reach for shit. You're probably going to go towards the fruit, the nuts, the yogurts, the berries, the stuff that you know is going to help these feelings sustain in your body. So that's literally a really sharp trigger change that's going to get you onto a much more positive pattern. So as you can imagine, when you've finished that glass of water, you've gone for your healthy meal, there's a result. Now the short-term result is identical to what we would have done with the Mars bar. You still feel energetic, you still feel, everything you want to achieve is within that glass of water. So you still feel fantastic. The sugar, say, within fruit or yogurt has still lifted you up the same way. But the 30-minute dump or the hour dump later, that doesn't exist anymore. You don't feel like that. The anxiety, the depression, the lack of confidence, all that shit now has disappeared because you've changed the action. In the short term, it feels good. And not only that, fast forward to a year from now, and because you continuously sustain that habit, you constantly go for that glass of water, your confidence, your motivation, your level of ability, everything has gone so high that you are so unlikely to ever look back at that person who used to stretch in and grab a Mars bar, used to stretch in and grab a can of Coke out of the fridge. That person is literally obliterated, they're gone, by changing one habit and then using what we call the compound effect, day by day, hour by hour, week by week, month by month, compacting that habit, that trigger in there so that it'll never turn back again. So guys, that is literally one of the simplest and easiest intervention strategies we can use in order to build new triggers and new habits. Now, from here, we're going to task you today with going back to our Facebook group. And what you're going to do is you're going to outline the goals you have for yourself for the next 60 days. So I want you to look at the person that you're trying to become. Don't look at where you are now, because you might not be where you want to be right now. Look at the person you would love to be in 60 days' time. Project it forward. Get a huge, big, vivid image of that person you're trying to become. And then I want you to list goals in order to become that person. Now, some of them will be short-term stepping stone goals, and they're actually more ideal than just, I want to, be a size 10 dress and I want to weigh 10 stone, or whatever the case is. It's better to make stepping stone goals in line with your habits. So I want to change the habit of doing this. I want to be the person who exercises this many times. I want to achieve a marathon in the next 30 days. Whatever the case is, you decide on the goals, and I'm looking forward to seeing them on the inside of the group. Hopefully now you're starting to really get to grips with that person you're trying to become and that mission that you're going to be on in the long term. So guys, hope you got something out of today. Please give me your feedback in the group as always. Looking forward to seeing your goals up on the page. And listen, I'll catch up with you real soon. Take